Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is an experimental episode 474, and I suspect I will have to record it again anyway, but I decided to take this opportunity of sitting here in the car, waiting for Julian and Elizabeth to come from the walk and see how the first YouTube live will go. I'm used to doing lives only in a form of TikToks, so I don't recall doing any YouTube lives in the past. I think the only YouTube lives we did together with Julian were the actual streams, the gaming streams from PlayStation. So whenever we played PS4, I think it was Fortnite or similar, we used to stream experimentally as well on YouTube and on Twitch. But live per se, like this one, I never done on YouTube, and the ones that I did on TikTok were usually a front-faced, well, the actual camera of the phone showing the landscape, road, or something else rather than my beautiful face. So this is day 474. For those of you that are new to the channel or new to the project itself, the 474 days is a streak of consecutive days from the very start, the very beginning. So this project is ongoing and unbroken in terms of a streak for 474 days, which I am really proud about. And I repeat it from time to time in different episodes, the pre-recorded episodes. But for a person like myself that was pretty much and is kind of procrastinator and has a very hard time being structured in many areas and creating habits that are beneficial to my life or in general, this is a quite huge achievement, to be honest. And it became the routine now. It's much easier to write the blog post every day. It's much easier to be in front of camera and talk about daily life and not drag for too long most of the time, because sometimes obviously I diverge a bit from the topic or go down the rabbit hole for a while and it might take a couple of minutes. But I'm getting better in not only getting more confidence in front of the camera, but also in recording it live without special editing, cutting, etc. And I think that's a part of the mission of this project. Basically, I created that first to make myself accountable and do something like a routine every single day. And I decided on blogging and then also the podcasting. It turned into video podcasting fairly late, because it was, I think, episode 200 or day 227 when it really established as a video blog or vlog. But yeah, it is quite a journey, more than year and I would say 3 months of recording. And along the way, I think a lot of lessons were learned as well, because the difficulty and challenge in daily recording or daily blogging is that unless you have a very specific niche or topics to follow, it's very hard to plan for blogging or the actual themes and topics for blogging, because it's just a daily life, and daily life is not super exciting, or you can't really prepare for a daily life. Yes, you can have some routines or some schedule of the day to some extent, but there's so many things happening in life that it's very hard to plan for and prepare and record something or write about something specifically. On the other side, it's also boring sometimes. So not every day has something to offer that you can write about. So you learn, well, actually, I see from my perspective, I learned the skill of writing something about nothing, which I think is a skill that you acquire when journaling. And it might be the case also for people like journalists and people working for even TV news or things like that. They need material, and it's very hard to find something that will kind of bring attention of the public or any person watching and excite them enough to stay and watch the material that has nothing unusual or, unique to offer. So you need to balance it or compensate it with some skill of storytelling or enhancing that particular situation. And it's very difficult to enhance nothing when there's really nothing happening. And technically something is happening, because every day has wake up, some food, some tasks to do or chores, and then prep for sleep, dinners, things like that. So there is technically something, but if you are aiming to write about and blog about waking up, going back to bed, and eating dinner every single day with a couple of exceptional episodes where something else happens, then I don't think it's a route to success. And that's why this blog and this podcast, they don't have such traction as any entertaining channels or specialist blog where, let's say, somebody writes about, I don't know, maybe specific animals, dogs or cats or whatever, or maybe tech blogs where somebody writes about technology and records podcasts about news in technology, or maybe sports or celebrities. These channels will definitely get quick traction, and if you're up to it and you were planning on doing something, creating content and writing blogs or anything like that, then I think this is the best way to start and not get discouraged by low or lack of traction, which, to be honest, I've seen in this blog and this podcast for a long time. Obviously now it's slowly getting better, and I know that it will be more of a snowball effect after longer time, but it is very hard to get motivated every day to write about the day and to record something about the day, especially when nothing of essence is happening. But here I am, 474 days. I'm currently at Murvach Beach in County Donegal. It's near Lachi. We discovered that beach first thing we arrived in Donegal. and we immediately fell in love with this particular strand, because it's in such a lovely area. It has its own, I would say, microclimate. Sometimes it might be raining everywhere around the Donegal Bay, but Morvach will have some specific microclimate where you might stay fairly dry or completely dry when everything else is covered in water pouring from the sky. So we love it. You have great views of mountains, etc. So it's a very interesting place, and the dunes protect it from people driving into the beach, or in fact from a popularity. So mostly local people, or those that explore the map more, will be able to find it, or when they hear from somebody, and will drive here. But other than that, it's not like normal beaches that you will find in guides or are popular in the area, like Rosnolach or Bundoran, Tulan Strand or Fintra. Those beaches are more popular and straight away crowded with tourists and people arriving in the area when the time is right and the weather is right. What I'd like to do before cutting that live is I'd like to show you the views, because, well, there's no views on the parking where I am at the moment in the car. But let me switch the camera, and as you can see, I can actually zoom. You can see Bluestack Mountains from the car park itself. So, the place that Morvach is in County Donegal is advantageous because not only it's not packed with tourists. In season it is busy, but it's not as busy as other beaches in Donegal. And then the fact that you have views over Bluestack Mountains and surrounding area of Donegal Bay, it's just amazing. So yes, this is the view from the car park, and these dunes are protected. These areas are protected. You have the coniferous forest. It's a bit mixed forest in general, but you can walk across the forest, you can walk through the dunes, and just behind these dunes you have a beach that is just lovely. So I wanted to show you just a glimpse of it. If you want to know more or see more, then you can review the content that I did over the last 474 days. You can check the blog www.bruntforcehealing.com. It's in the description, and if you search for Morvach Beach or just beach, you will probably find a lot of posts where I have added either pictures of Morvach Beach, but if you find the specific day where I posted the pictures and check the relevant day either on YouTube as a podcast episode, or the podcast episodes are usually, always embedded into the blog post, so you don't need to go to YouTube. It's in the blog post, so you can play the video episode, and very likely in many cases you will see the footage and me recording straight from the Morvach Beach, and you can see how it looks. I recorded different episodes at different seasons, different times of day, so it shows that beach fairly clearly and nice. So this is approaching 15 minutes for this live. I appreciate 2 people that popped in and out along the way, probably accidentally, so there's no viewership for this live, which I was expecting. It's fine. I just wanted to experimentally do this live just for myself and see how it works. Later on, I will check it on the channel in what quality it got recorded, and if I can repurpose it for today's episode, or just link people to that episode, or embed it basically in the blog itself, because it will be much handier to do it this way, and just download this if possible and upload to Spotify video to make sure that the other podcasts in audio and video are also supported. But this would save a lot of hassle, I think. Although one thing that I'm missing here is there's no subtitles. So there will be only subtitles provided by YouTube, if at all. And that's another experimental thing that I need to check, because in previous episodes I had to download them, process them in another application like InShot or something like that. So yeah, and again, this is a single segment episode. So one full episode recorded live without any editing or cutting or stitching, while for the last couple of weeks I was doing multi-segment episodes. So I need to think about what is better, or how to best arrange and plan for further episodes. Maybe I will do a couple of lives per month and keep doing the standard episodes in a normal fashion. Not sure about it yet. 17 minutes in. Thank you very much for tuning in. I know that more people will be watching it afterwards, after the recording, but live I am alone at the moment. So for those of you that are watching it post live, thank you very much for tuning in and spending that almost 18 minutes with me. I hope you have a great rest of the day, afternoon or evening. Today nothing big happened. It's a normal working Friday. I have a meeting in half an hour, so I'll prepare for it, finish work, do the dinner today, and spend some time with family. On Sunday we're going to Dublin, so I hope on Saturday, which is tomorrow, I'll be able to try and tackle Croaghacullin, which is the peak that is constantly haunting me. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.